Yo,
What's going on?
yo, that music. You know how sometimes you can't sleep and you get a song in your head and it just keeps on. Yo, the other night, the other morning, I came from work and I was trying to go to sleep and like the momento is like I keep hearing this shit in my head. I was tight. I was like,
Repeat.
what the fuck?
Shit was on repeat.
Yeah, like
Shuffle that motherfucker.
Yeah, you hear this loop the way it is. It was just constantly. I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, let me chill with that shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have some new equipment, so I want to know how to sound. If y'all can hear me good. If it sounds low or anything, please give me some feedback so I can switch up.
Yeah, another thing is too, in StreamYard, right? When you go into the branding, that's what it's called. It basically holds all of our backdrops, overlays, our intro. They had it a certain way, right? But now they changed up the whole format. So now you got to scroll all the way up and all the way down to pull things up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh man, that just made shit more difficult. Whereas before they had it like that, like in boxes, so you could just
click on it.
Yeah, you could have 4 selections in a little space. Now you got to scroll through the whole shit. Time to get a.
It's like the I hate when I got like doctor's appointments.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, go to your birth date.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is like fucking. The price is right. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm here for hours, guys. Please just do it.
It's funny you said that because I was just doing something. I forget what it was for some product. I was looking at like tools, and they were like, listen, if you register, you'll get X amount of percentage off. I was like, all right, cool. So date of birth, this, that. When I got to the year, that scroll wheel. But usually they start where we're at 2021 and you go back, so it's easy. Right. Now these motherfuckers had that shit at like 1900. So I was like, all the way up.
Going up?
Yeah, son.
Apple.
Yeah. Nigga, I was like, holy shit, I'm old.
Yeah, nah, this shit is like, I mean, like, damn, bro, like going back. And then God forbid you hit, fat fingers come in and you're like, oh God.
The worst.
I clicked out of this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Frustrating.
Salute to Johnny Chavez and our brother Samuel Graham. What up? Gentlemen.
What's going on? Johnny, you missed a good one last week. Gotta go catch that one.
No, I think he should have played, right?
Nah, he said he missed last week.
Oh, you gotta go back for that.
Yeah.
Sully's testing out some new equipment. Let him know.
Yeah, how's the sound?
Yeah, how his sound is, because he's on his Dan Rather shit. You can see his little lapel mic right there. So and all the way up in Seattle, our brother, Mr. Reggie Smith. Salute, brother. What's good?
What up, Reg?
Yeah, they had Reggie blocked up too in Facebook jail for a while.
Wow. It's a conspiracy.
For real.
He's fighting on you.
But the crazy thing is, what everybody needs to understand, and you have to look at it from what's up.
No, Sammy said
Sam
said that, yes, sound levels is good. The levels is good.
Yeah, let me turn him up a little bit. There you go. What's happening in society with people, like the monitoring of what you say publicly, right, is happening online. And what I mean by that is, we all watched Trump for 4.5 years, 5 years, digitally go crazy and say all sorts of reckless shit, right? And right before he left office, Twitter was like, yo, you're banned. It's a dub for you completely. Like all these social media platforms took him down. And everybody was happy. Sorry, she's spitting up a hairball. Everybody was happy, right? The reality is that is what's happening to us as everyday folk. Now you say something, or you're going against community guidelines. What I come to understand why I was taken off of Facebook was that I had posted a picture of like Trump and it was like a meme of him with Clorox pills. Because remember, he was saying, you could take disinfectant and it'll kill the virus.
Right.
Well, evidently, they went back because it's from 2020, and they were like, "Oh, you're going against our community guidelines. You're basically what they said was that I'm promoting people hurting themselves."
Right.
And I'm like, no, it's just a joke. It's funny. So
no joking. There's no more jokes. Joking's not allowed in 2021.
And the reason why I bring this up, thankfully, Reggie came in the room, and I want people to understand Facebook also owns Instagram. Instagram has slowly and surely been doing the same thing. Crime Faces, they're not letting him rock no more. Like, he'll show a clip, he'll say some things, and then he'll be like, if you want to go to my Patreon or go to my other channel, because they won't let me post this here. Like, but there's other pages that I see, people are posting crazy shit. So I'm like, little by little, you're going to lose your ability to speak your mind, and it's going to be acceptable. So
it's going to be, can I say something?
Yeah, right.
Can I say something?
You don't mind if I say
Am I
this?
allowed to speak right now, sir?
No disrespect. No disrespect. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's getting really crazy. And I just don't think, just like everything else, people aren't paying attention to what's going on, and they're not, they're not putting themselves in the proper position to fight back what's happening. But it is what it is. So,
I saw something today about, like, I think Italy or something. They had some riots.
Oh yeah,
people fighting, like, anti-vacciners and stuff. So yeah,
we're gonna talk about that. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody in the room, I'm glad you could be with us tonight. Salute to the Breeze Shooters. What's going on? We plan to have a guest on, Miss Aisha Hall. Had it scheduled, everything was set up. I don't know if she's stuck on the road. I don't know what the situation is.
She ran into some trouble, so she's running late. Hopefully we get her in before.
Yeah, she's a seriously busy woman. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop it up until the point that she does finally make it. If she makes it, if not, this is gonna turn it into a chop it up segment, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully we're not getting hit with that.
Got him.
For cheap shit.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna run the track, and we're gonna start the show. Let's go.
You hear me?
Yeah.
I hear you now. Low though. Why?
It's low?
Yeah.
Go to your volume controls. Yo, I'm gonna send Sully to a Google class. So, I don't know. You good?
Yes. I don't know why that changed, and nobody, nothing happened. That's weird.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Mr. A.
Sally Sasson, the new mayor. Cuomo's no more.
And this is the set 6145. Tonight, allegedly, we're supposed to have Miss, oh my God, Aisha Hall. Miss Aisha Hall is a businesswoman, entrepreneur, musician, activist, writer, author. I mean, she does it all. She's about that hustle. Evidently, she's caught up. And
she needs to hustle her ass over here. If you're watching.
Wait, Ricardo Torres just said, can't hear you guys. See? All right, something's going on. Everybody in the room, if you can hear us, please let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Should I switch back? You think I switch back the mic? Think it's me?
No, because if he's saying can't hear you guys, he said guys, both of us.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you for sure before. Now I hear you.
Something's going on. It went out for a few, but it's back. Fucking feds, bro. Yeah.
God damn it. God damn it.
Yeah, I think us talking about
I'm
was
sorry, Cuomo or vaccine. What was it? Which one?
on Facebook, Instagram, you know. All right. Reggie says levels is out. No, Sam says levels is good. Reggie says we hear you. Miss Mesa. Salute to Miss Jacqueline Mesa in the building. She's part of the technical crew out on Long Island that assists Mr. Sasson with his equipment. So we want to give credit where credit is due. So salute to Miss Jacqueline Mesa. It says Bree Shooter says the sound is restored. I don't know what's going on, people, but you know, maybe we shouldn't talk too crazy. Yeah. We talking a little crazy about these platforms, so maybe they you know.
We're sorry.
Let's drop this first one. Everybody in the room, happy birthday. Happy birthday to hip hop. Hip hop is officially 48 years old today. And that's crazy. It was born August 11th, 1973. How that happened in 73, I don't know. I was 1 year old. So I'm trying to understand, like, from where they count, right? Like, where did they get, who was the artist in 73 that's sort of like they're counting it, taking it off from? That's really weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was like, wasn't Apache? What was the first? No, Curtis Blow. What was the first song? The Message? Oh.
The first song that I heard was Super Rhymes. That's the first one I heard.
Right.
Let me look this up. Hip hop birthday. That's the first song I heard. It says the evolution of the culture, birth, musical, tech innovations. August 11th, 1973 will forever go down in history as being the day hip hop was born, and it all started with a back to school jam at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx. That's what it
Sammy
said.
Torres, you was definitely there, Sam.
Yeah.
Big Sam, the big bro, was in there. For sure.
Sam No
He had
Graham.
the afro like that.
Oh shit. I'm trying to understand how they accounted back to. All right, here it is. All right. All right. Back to school jam Cedric out with nothing but a pair of speakers, 2 turntables, and a crate of banging records. Founding father Clive Campbell, better known as DJ Kool Herc, helped create a historical moment that single-handedly produced the culture-shifting genre the world has grown to love today. Wow. You got a handwritten invite to the party. That is crazy. So essentially what they're saying is Kool Herc threw a party, and he was the one to first cut the break of a record, thus spawning hip-hop. Yeah. So, man, happy birthday to hip-hop. A multi-billion-dollar industry right now that we only own a small portion of, which is really crazy. Is there a reason why we can't get on the set on FB? Yes, there is a reason. We were speaking to it earlier, and I'll talk about it later because we don't want our sound to get turned off again.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that alone.
They gave us the shh. Quieto.
Yeah, for real. So yeah, happy birthday to hip hop, man. There's been so much great music that has come out of it. So many subcultures that have come out of hip hop. You know, it's spawned fashion movements. I mean, there's so many different things that you can look at when you talk about hip hop. So
sure. You know, the new Nas album that just dropped. You know, it's like it's a lot of good stuff in there. I was watching The Malice at the Palace on Netflix. I don't mean anybody's catch that. They speak about, you know, the clothing and how they were thugs, and I mean, it's real crazy. It's real crazy.
I always thought Meta World Peace was kind of a sucker for that day. Do you see it differently?
He says it though. He says it.
He did. Oh, when Ben got mad, he was like, "Nah, I'm good." Yeah, Ben was a monster.
He said it when he was on All the Smoke. He was like,
"Yeah,
Ben's about to rip my head off.
Let me calm down."
He was going through. You know, he had
therapy,
like counseling and therapy.
Yeah,
and they were like, step away, take your. So that's what he did. He stepped on the table and was like counting his. Homeboy was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Hit him with the beer.
I don't want to get my ass whipped. That's what it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, do I fight Ben or do I just lay here?
Yo, but when you look at Malice at the Palace, like how everything unfolds is crazy, son, because it's not even like just meta. It's like 3 or 4 dudes from the team, right? I think Richard,
Steven Jackson,
Steven
Jackson, Jermaine O'Neal.
Jermaine O'Neal, that's who it was. Okay.
Yeah.
I said Richard Hamilton.
And somebody else. I mean, there's a few of them, coaches and everything, but you know, if the guy doesn't throw the beer, the guy was the only that threw the beer is the only one that got charged. Everybody else got basically fines and stuff like that.
Really?
The guy that threw the beer got charged with attempted assault and this and that, like, because he's the one that kind of set everything off.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
speaking of birthdays, I gotta, you know, bear with me because I gotta give this a moment. I want to say happy birthday to my baby sister and my Komai, Ms. Zenobia McCardle. Ms. Zenobia McCardle was part and parcel to the reason why I'm married to the woman that I am and have the family that I have. Today's her birthday, and I want to say there are very few human beings that embody friendship and becoming part of your family unit the way that she has. So baby sis, happy birthday. I love you. Josiah and Ace, I love you guys. And I hope you guys are having fun right now. Toast it up. And I got to hit this button real quick.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Every time you hear that, they got to take a drink.
Surprise, motherfucker.
So make it 2. Happy birthday. I love you.
happy born day.
Happy born day. Big things, man. Big things. So I was watching that clip on the gram, and I was like, wow. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand his state of mind and what he was going through until he sat down with these dudes. I didn't know that he, you know, had a mental whatever, you know, he was dealing. What do he have? Like, he has anger management issues?
He has anxiety and he has like depression.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
yeah, if you guys watch it, you'll see like they're showing more of like their side now, in that, you know, because they had one on Showtime before, and it kind of showed, you know, the guy got locked up, I think, or something, whatever. But you see Steven Jack, like they even go at Artest, like you know, Artest even says like, I was a coward, like I left them, like they were, you know, they fought for me and I bounced, and then won a chip with Kobe and them, you know. So it was like, and Jermaine O'Neal, you know, Steven Jackson won with the Spurs, and you know, Metta World Peace won with the Lakers.
The Lakers,
and he didn't win, you know. And then that was Reggie's last year when that happened. So
Reggie was still on the team?
Reggie was like, I'm done. Like when that happened, he was like, yeah, no, I'm done. This is my last year. I ain't fucking with these young boys. They're wild.
I really got punched by Jordan. I don't need
them. Yeah, he was hurt when that happened. He had a cast on. He wasn't playing.
Oh, okay.
So he was there though, because he actually, the cop was coming with like mace to our test, and he like, yo, what are you doing? Like he like yoked him. Like he yoked our test. Like he covered our test, like just so the guy don't mace him. He was like 30,000 people trying to kill us, and like the guy was like who are you? He didn't know who are you? Like, you know, I'm fucking Reggie Miller. Like Reggie fucking Miller, guy.
Yo, it's crazy. When you think about it, especially when it comes to like law enforcement and interacting with people. I mean, is it obvious? Everybody in the room, do you see the obvious? Can you discern between how you get treated as compared to maybe how other people get treated when situations happen with law enforcement? Because they were talking a lot about that recently, because there's all this shit going on with, like, police was in Brooklyn the other day. They punched this girl in the face, like just hooked off on her, bang. And it was 3 dudes. It was 3 male cops grabbing her up. And, you know, she wasn't swinging on them or whatever, but she was like, I think it's her brother, her man was getting arrested. Like, yo, what are you arresting him for? So, you know, it was just verbal shit.
Right.
And then as soon as she opened her mouth, they were like, oh, you going in? So she's like, what? I'm going in for what? And they were like grabbing her arms. And when she didn't, like, you know, just, all right, boop, gave her the right hook to the face. So do you think that police treat us differently than they do non-people of color? Is that something that you feel is evident, or am I bugging out?
No, it depends. I think they feel like it's a threat. You know what I mean? Like they feel like, oh, they're gonna pop off. You know, I gotta watch myself. So let me kind of like handle it. Like be the aggressor. You know, that's just my opinion on it. I feel like sometimes they're probably just afraid of color. Like, yo, this guy's gonna pop, or this woman's gonna pop.
Mm. There was another video that I saw. There was a protest, and this gentleman decided to get out of his car. Dude was like 6'2", like somebody's father, like 6'2", 6'3", 320, middle-aged gentleman, maybe a little, or maybe almost touching 60. And he's screaming at them like, yo, get the fuck out the way, all this shit, whatever. So this girl's holding up her camera. Dude smacks her arm, bow, knocks the camera out her hand. Now, when they pan the camera left, there's a cop standing there. So this dude's threatening them, whatever. He walks over to the cop. The cop is like, yo, listen, get in your car and cut the shit. Like, you know, he starts barking on the cop, like, fuck you. So he's like, listen, let's go. So I'm thinking he's gonna arrest him. Nah. Starts leading him back to his car. The guy turns around, like, fuck out of here, whatever. And then he starts barking with these people again. He like goes to swing at this dude. They let him get in the car, and that was it. I was like, I don't understand. Like, why didn't this cop hold? He just hit that girl. He just tried to hit this other person. Like, why is he so calm? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. That shit is weird to me. I think that the more and more that technology has come to the forefront, the more we're seeing like all of the shit going on. You know, like people are like, oh, you know, you people are making this about race. It's always, yeah, it's about race because this is what happens. If we didn't have video cameras, you wouldn't know. They would just make up some story, put it in the paper, and we just have to believe it. You know what I mean?
Sprinkle a little crack on, like the station post.
That's it.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Take a drink. So Cuomo's out of here. Whew. What do you think about that, bro? Fucking Mario.
I don't know, and it's like I feel like the heat was on. He definitely, the heat was on. He felt probably some type of way. But I see pictures of him with, after, he was cool with the girl still. So, if he harassed you and did all that, how you still, comfortable around this cat, So, shout out to Ricardo for the shirts too.
I was gonna get to that.
Yeah, Cuomo. I don't know. Maybe he, is resignation admission.
Mm-hmm.
Is
it admission of guilt? You saying?
Is
it
like admission of guilt? Mm-hmm. Or is it like, why he didn't play ball with the right people and they was like, yeah, we got you. Pile of tricks, you know what I mean? So who knows?
Yeah.
But he needs to take de Blasio's ass with him.
What?
Both of them.
See, people don't understand, like, and I'll say this openly. People don't understand at times how I would defend de Blasio. And I wouldn't defend him because of his policies, right? It's just like with Obama. I don't fuck with none of these politicians, so don't get it fucked up. I don't. Because politicians push and pull for their agenda, not for us. Let's just be clear about that. So I would defend him at times because people weren't making sound arguments. What they were doing was talking a lot of shit, right? And the real reason they didn't like him is because of the way he played. He had a black wife and 2 half-black children, and he used that for access, right? So instead of saying, like with Obama, I don't like him because he's black, they would say other slick shit. Nothing that was sound and concrete in policy, but just slick talk, right? With Cuomo's situation, as you pointed to, he didn't play ball with the right people. And I don't know if you remember, but a little whiles back, he had stated that you can't mandate the vaccine under the emergency orders that they've used to push it through, as far as like the pharmaceutical companies creating it and then getting it to market. It's the Emergency something or something whatever act.
Right.
Under that, there's a clause that says, under this act, you can't mandate people to take this drug or whatever it is. So he had said that. He's like, listen, I don't know who this guy thinks he is, but he can't make people, he can't enforce this on people because under this act, that's the clause. You can't enforce that. And de Blasio just went ahead and was like, nope, vaccine passport and blah, 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 and this and that. So I believe that there was a lot more at play outside of what Cuomo did. Because, come on, you mean to tell me they just discovered this? They've known about it, right? Like with Pataki.
Yeah, for sure.
Pataki was dating all those prostitutes.
Wiener.
No, he's something totally different. What was it, Carlos Dangerous or something?
He's wilding.
Yo,
came back and did it again, like trying to run, like, bro,
like nothing. Go somewhere, sit down.
Yeah,
easy, right? But for me, Cuomo definitely ruffled the wrong feathers, and they're like, "Yo, get it up, get up and out of here. It's time for you to be out." Right? Speaking of passports and vaccinations, so I had shared a video of Joe Rogan. He had a guest on his podcast, and they were talking about vaccine passports or the vaccination overall. And he was saying like, oh, this is like, you got to carry your papers. Like this is one step behind dictatorship,
Right.
And I sent it to a bunch of people on the gram just to see what people are thinking and feeling, whatever. So I got into some really interesting conversations. One of which past guest Andres Chulisi, salute to you, brother. He was on, for lack of a better term, he was definitely on fire with it. He was like, yo, you know how these vaccines work, and maybe that's the problem, you don't understand, and you got kids, and typical things that I understand from many people. They want to be safe, right? Then there were other people that were like, listen, this is dangerous. They shouldn't be able to tell us to take a shot because we don't even know what it can do. We don't know the long-term effects, right? And where does it end? Where does it end? They're telling us to take a shot today. What's it say? What's next? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I had this conversation with someone today.
Mm-hmm.
They was on Facebook,
mm-hmm.
and I can be the poster boy for vaccine. Like,
okay,
I have a son with cerebral palsy, 19, Joseph, doesn't walk, doesn't talk. I'm fully vaccinated. If anybody needs to know, I didn't want, in case I could hurt him, I didn't want that. So this is my choice of, what, I'm going to do it. Am I skeptical? Yeah, of course. I've been skeptical always. I've done it to protect my son. God forbid, if I can help him, if I can protect him that way.
Right.
However, I don't feel everyone should be forced to do it. This is your choice of doing it. I see people, it's not 100%, follow the science. Okay, some scientists are saying it's this, sometimes scientists are saying it's that. So who do we follow? Which one? The ones that are saying it's no good, they're no good. You know what I mean? Like, we have to just be careful of what you're giving up. Be careful. And I know people like, I see other people, in a situation like me, my kid is disabled, my kid is. But yet you're partying every week. So, you know what I mean? Like, do you really care? Like, if you care, stay your fucking ass home till this shit blows over and you see which route we're going. You want to wear a mask? You don't want to wear a mask? Listen, it's been fucked up from the beginning. You know what I mean? There's like, you decide what's best for you, and that's it, and your family.
You see, and I can appreciate your comment because you're saying even though I took this step, these are the reasons why I did it, right? And you're supporting it with the reasoning. However, there are people out there that are like, no, They're adamant. They're like, you need to take this. But again, we all understand that. Maybe I'm wrong. Does everybody in the room understand that masks can't protect you? Because that's the message I got. I was told one day, you got to wear a mask because it's going to protect you from it. Then I was told another day, well, the mask really don't protect you. And it wasn't from no bozo. It was from Fauci.
Right.
Fauci really, the masks really don't mitigate you from getting the disease. But then they're mandating you wear masks. All right. And as you said, who do we listen to? Because this is something that Joe Rogan had pointed to in that clip. He was like, these are from doctors. These are from scientists that are sending me these articles and studies that tell me if you get the vaccine, you can still get it. We know that now. They weren't saying that before. And you can also give it to other people. They're not saying that it'll. Well, let me say this again. Let me say it differently. As I understand it now, the story is if you get vaccinated, you won't die. Right? That's the story? Allegedly, right? Who is accounting for those people? Are we really getting the numbers? Right? Do we really know this for a fact that people who are vaccinated don't die from getting COVID again or the next strain? You know what I mean?
Right. And not only that, the vaccinated people are now there's a variant to those viruses, and they're become mutating from the vaccines. So there's no final answer yet. This is a trial and error. You know what I mean? And people need to understand that, it's 97% or it's this percentage. Okay, yeah, we might live, but we're living, we've had COVID. I had COVID and lived before the vaccine. And now I got the vaccine, like I said. However, why are they quick to be like, let's shut the gyms down? Nah. Health is wealth. Let's promote the gyms. People go to the park, get your ass to exercise. I posted a picture yesterday. I joked like, yo, if COVID was out 12 years ago, I might have been dead. Yeah, I was 356 pounds. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like obese. Like I'm still obese, but I'm doing something. And, my numbers is, I put my numbers against 20, 30-year-olds. Let's do it. Let's do the blood. Because I know what I've been doing, walking and doing my stuff. So, we have to, like I said, did it for my reasons, but I'm not with taking people's freedoms away. Nah, I'm not with that.
Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing, the health part of it. Like you said, you was like, yo, I was overweight, I was obese. I'm better now, right? I just spoke to, and this gentleman you pointed, I'm gonna give him a salute in a second. We were having a conversation, and he told me that a friend of theirs, who was an older gentleman, maybe a little bit older than us, fitness dude, like his whole life, caught COVID, passed away.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've been within feet. So 4 guys from the job all went down with COVID. 4. And I was within feet of them, and with using the same community areas because, locker room, front desk, we all share it. The last dude that went down, we worked that same day together. We were standing 2-3 feet from each other the whole day. I don't know.
It's something. It's something where, it just, maybe it's the blood, maybe it's something they don't even, like I said, we don't know how is it off in certain people and not others.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you fighting this virus? What's the antibodies? Is it something different? Is it something that's a chemical warfare, and then the other one's just the virus, and then making it all like hiding? Who knows? And you just remind me, I want to say R.I.P. to Darwin Bell, young brother of ours that passed away, grew up with us playing, travel ball, played for Lafayette. Tremendous shape. His cousin was G from the Towers, Gunner Hill.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's that family. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
wow,
R.I.P. to him. And like I said, always in tremendous shape. He has some hereditary stuff with like strokes. He had like 4 strokes already, and in the passing the other day. So,
Wow.
he goes in, he fits in that bill too. Like, yo, how's this guy passed away, and he's tremendous shape his whole life. Like,
I think we need to focus more on taking care of ourselves, of course, naturally. You don't necessarily have to be shredded. You don't. I think a lot of it, a majority of it has to do with the food that we're consuming.
the women like me chubby, baby.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Take a drink. I think it has a lot to do. I would say 80% of it has to do with what we're eating. I think our foods are packed with sugars, byproducts, additives, preservatives, and just straight up shit, right? And we don't focus on, and we're not taught on how to care for our bodies. There's so many different components in the human anatomy. There's liver, kidneys, your heart, lungs, all these things that make you. And we don't know what we need for ourselves in a natural way to keep ourselves healthy, to keep our organs clean and working and functioning properly, right? And I think that with what has just happened here in the States with this COVID, we should have, if that was the directive, if they said, hey, get vitamin D, get zinc, start taking more elderberry and get out and walk every day, then we'll be like, all right, we're doing something real. But when they started with this, we don't know what's going on, and it's 15 people, and it was the perfect environment for a shitstorm.
Right.
And as much as people want to say that they love, you can love politicians all you want. I don't rock with them. That's just the bottom line. I just don't. As much as people want to say that Trump was this tremendous whatever, he's playing 5D chess. What did he do to stop this? Right? What did he do besides talk? Did we lock off the borders? Did we stop people from coming in? Did we start, did we have sit downs with the smartest, scientists and biologists and virologists in the world, here in the US or whatever, to try to combat what was done? For
the only thing I would say, and I'm jumping in here, Mr.
Well,
the only thing I would say, if Trump was in office though, and this was going down, there would be more outrage. I think people would be going nuts over it even more about being forced to be vaccinated. I say, and that's where the hypocrisy comes in of the politics is the policies. They're both full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're both full of shit, both sides. But I think if Trump was in and this shit was trying to happen, I think people would be losing their minds. And that's where that's where his following is like, oh, you see, but Biden, bro, they all the same. Like, just everybody just realize that.
Salute to the system, is Laura B. I see you. And
Surprise, motherfucker.
take a drink.
Surprise.
Hey, Ernie.
Salute to the brother, Mr. Eric Medina, down in Pensacola, Florida. We see you, brother. I'm glad you said that. We had SARS, we had MERS, or was it MERS? Something like that. We had variations of COVID come to the United States under Obama, I believe it was, and or Bush. Noble McCarter, I see you.
Surprise,
take a drink.
motherfucker.
And what was the outcome?
She turned into drink champs here.
For real, right? What was the outcome of those situations? They were dealt with differently. Even we had, what was it? Not E. coli. What's that?
Ebola.
We had Ebola, right? Like 4 people, I think, passed away.
Something like that.
Okay, how were those situations handled?
Yeah.
Right. And this is what I say when I brought this up. It was the perfect environment for this shit to happen, because this dude is a clown. I don't care how many buildings he built. I don't care how many golf courses he has. He's a clown. He does not know what it means to be on the world stage. And this was done for me, in my mind, and how I believe things to be, on purpose. I'm sorry, it just was.
Yeah, but why it didn't go away then? Why hasn't gone away yet? If that's
because it's not going to. This is it. I'm glad you said that. It's not going to, because we're entering the change. This is the change now. Society as we know it, life as we know it, the everyday, we go here, we go to the club, we do this, we fly away, blah, blah, blah. Listen, unless we collectively forget about racism and classism and money and middle class, this, that, unless the people in this country say fuck all those things, you motherfuckers are the problem and we need to get you out, it's not going to change. Because you see what's happening in New York right now. What's happening? Oh, you got to have a passport. Gyms in all over the city. You want to come in here, you got to show us your vaccinated card. You want to go on the 16th, 5 more days.
And are they gonna make okay, you have a vaccine card and you have to wear a mask also, or you could do no mask in the gym?
Let me interject. My wife just said you're making us drunk. Well,
Surprise, motherfucker.
take another drink. So if you go, you have to show your card. I've seen the news report on New York One. Right, I fuck with them. I watch their news because they're very just, their news. I saw the video report they did. They went to Williamsburg and they interviewed people at this gym. They implemented the system months ago, so they were already ready for this change.
Right.
But the people in the gym were saying most of them were wearing masks. There were people without masks. Oh, I'm glad this is happening. We want to be safe and blah, 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 and this and that. Huh? It doesn't matter. If you're vaccinated, it doesn't matter. Because if I'm vaccinated and I go to the gym, I can get COVID and I could go to the gym and give it to everybody. Now they can leave the gym and go home and be passing this one and give it to that person and pass it to this person. And the variants, like you said earlier, we're getting a new variant because of the people who are vaccinated. So it's evolving into a new strain.
Yeah, it's mutated. Mm-hmm.
So for me, this isn't going away. And when the 16th comes and they start pressing people and then they make it, oh, you can't go to work unless you got a vaccination. You can't go shopping unless you got a vaccination. That is the moment that everybody needs to get the fuck up in unison and say, no. No. Oh, we can't go eat. We can't shop. We can't do this. Well, you know what? Fuck all of y'all. We're not doing nothing. Nobody's going to work. How about that one? Y'all need to get the fuck
Give
out
me
of here.
my unemployment. I make more than what I make at work. Fuck y'all.
You know what I'm saying? But this is, everybody in the room understand something. Shot or no shot, if they hinder your ability to make a living, if they hinder your ability to feed your kids, if they hinder your ability to just live as a free person and you let it happen, listen, let's just be China now. Let's just get it over.
What Sammy Sierra posted. I was looking at that the other day. We did have the vaccination cards when we was growing up.
No, yeah.
But those vaccines were pretty much foolproof. I didn't know motherfucker with polio or none of that shit back in then, so
everybody understands something. Did you ever have chicken pox, Sally?
If I did, I don't remember, but I had one of them, like
measles or chicken pox.
Yeah, I had one of them. I'm pretty sure.
I was vaccinated. I
came from PR. Remember though?
Oh, that's right. That's right. He's a real Rican.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Have a shot of my
no English when I come here.
So as a child, I caught chicken pox. Yo, wrecked me right before 6th grade graduation. After that, got over it. Boop, never heard from it again, ever. I had my vaccination. And Sammy, you're correct. You definitely had to have your immunizations. We had a chicken pox outbreak in Borough Park, Brooklyn. You're laughing. What happened?
Get the Piojos in 60. Like, yo, watch the Piojos. That's what niggas is looking out for.
You can't vaccinate for Piojos. You could just be a clean motherfucker and wash your. Yo, that's crazy. You said Piojos. I can't believe you said that. But I've never had chicken pox in my life again, right? With this, that doesn't seem to be the case. And this disease is if I'm mistaken, somebody in the room correct me, it's a respiratory illness. Shit gets in your lungs, right? And
the COVID, yeah,
it gets in your lungs, and you're breathing and you're inhaling and exhaling. This shit is everywhere. And I said this in a show a while back. This shit is like flying AIDS. You can get it, have no symptoms or whatever, and be all right. But
You know what's crazy,
Mhm.
Mr. A? When I got my second vax,
Mhm.
you know, they tell you like, oh, you gotta wait 15 minutes, whatever. So I sat down, I was waiting, and I'm waiting, you know, like just looking at my phone, whatever. And all of a sudden, I took one of them, like gasping, like I couldn't breathe.
Mm.
And there's this lady there with her son. Her son had got the shot. He was like a teen. So she looked at me like, "You good?" You know, like I'm like, I guess I did that out loud. You know, she was like, "Yeah, like tell them." I was like, "No, I'm gonna wait. I want to see, you know, what happened." Like, but it only happened at one time. But I definitely had me shook, and I was like, "Man, if this is what they go through, oof, that's no
Yeah.
joke." Because I was like, couldn't breathe.
Yep. You know, people, you know, everybody in the room, I want you to understand something. Forget about your political stripe. Forget about your religion. Forget about all that shit. Think about how your life runs. Think about the people that affect your everyday life. Think about how at the drop of a hat, when they push a button, they could fuck your whole life up, right? Now, just imagine like Sally has the shot, right? And if Sally wants to go back to work, or he wants to go shopping for his kids to get food, or just move about, imagine an environment where you couldn't do that unless you said, "Hey, here's my vaccination card. I want to go to the supermarket." And then you get to the supermarket, "Hey, here's my vaccination card." Think about that. Really.
It might come to that. It might come to that.
And that's my point. If we let it.
This train has been moving for years, though. I mean, it hasn't been stopped. So,
son,
this train has been moving for years.
I'm gonna say it again. Back in the 80s, when I was reading Behold That Pale Horse and Cashless Societies and things of that nature, and motherfuckers like, this nigga's Malcolm X over here, MLK,
Malcolm X,
all that shit. COVID hit, we went into lockdown. My inbox on Facebook was heavy. Yo, what's going on? Motherfucker, what do you mean what's going on? Again, perfect environment. If everybody knows about the Illuminati, right? That phrase it's just played out. There's a card game, the Illuminati card game, and it talks about the Twin Towers getting hit, and it talks about Trump being president. This is back in the 80s. So yeah. I'm saying
the script. They're following the script.
I'm saying that to say, when Trump was put in office, it was the perfect environment to, one, foment the separation between people. Because there's people, so how many people you don't talk to that you probably know all your life because of Trump? There's a few.
They don't talk to me.
Right. Well, let's rephrase that.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't switch up.
Exactly. And that's my point. He created the perfect environment in this country to create that separation. That even if you knew this motherfucker like Fruit of the Looms days, now you don't talk to this person and they don't talk to you and they're like, fuck that dude because of somebody they don't even know.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, towards the end of his term, and when they're getting ready, all right, you did what you needed to do. Now we need to get you the fuck out of here. What happens? Oh, a virus. Now, here's another part. He kept saying it was China, right? The Wuhan lab, right? Now, if I'm your enemy and I send you a dirty package and you're saying, yo, I know it was this dude, you're going to do something about that, right? You're going to
unless you Dipset. Dipset was eating everything from the box.
We're going to talk about that till like the end of October. But you're going to handle that. So you're telling me that another country that we got beef with heavy, that they steal all our intellectual property and they bootleg everything, right? They sent a virus, shut our country down, destroyed our economy. We didn't even send one firecracker.
But we can't.
Why not? That's an
Because
act of war.
it's the end of the world, Papa. They got them just like we do.
Listen, if China constructs their technology the way they build their buildings, I ain't too worried about it. But it's not the point. The point is that this shit is coordinated chaos. It's for a purpose. The society and the life that we knew is not going to be no more. The minute
But that started after 9/11. After 9/11,
oh yeah, that was the trigger.
Step for, we could check all their phones, and they're not doing nothing about it. They're not saying, okay, let's see what else we could do.
Yo, look at what happened with 9/11. They had a 9/11 commission. Actors, actresses, regular folk were taking it to Congress. Yo, sitting down having conferences with them. Yo, what's going on? You dudes knew everything and didn't do nothing to stop this. Like, this don't seem right. Yo, we want to see what the communications and blah 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 blah. Had a whole blowout over that shit, but they still went and created Homeland Security, didn't they? Mm-hmm. They made it okay for the government to spy on everybody, didn't they? Under the guise of what? Security? What security? FBI had these dudes. They knew who the fuck they were. But now they send this virus over here and you don't do nothing? Come on, man. We was in Iraq because Saddam was talking shit.
Gotta get that oil.
You know what I'm saying? He was talking shit.
We ain't going to China,
that we sold them.
We ain't going to China, and China ain't stepping here. That ain't happening. It's gonna be what it's gonna be is we're gonna be together. That's what they're looking to do. And be like, you know what? Let's strong arm all these rest of these motherfuckers out here.
What I would say to you is, remember how we spoke about Facebook and Instagram mitigating your ability to talk freely and conditioning everybody to just, you can't say that, don't say that, this and that. In China, they have what's called the Iron Ring, facial recognition technology, where when you walk around the city and you're doing whatever, there's cameras everywhere watching you. And they have a public scorecard. So if you throw garbage in the ground, that's a point. If you don't help an old lady across the street, that's a point. When you build up enough points to tell you, you can't come outside. Stay your ass home. You're on lockdown for 10 days.
Catch me outside.
And what are they conditioning everybody here with? Social media. For the most part, we just got out of lockdown for a little while, right? And I don't even know why the fuck they did that, but just pay attention. We just got out of lockdown in June. We going right back into lockdown.
Oh, for sure.
Right? So they've been conditioning everybody. Yo, don't say this. Don't say that. Oh, nope. You can't get on the platforms no more. The only form of communication you have with people right now through the phone, the majority of the time is through Facebook, Instagram, whatever. People don't call each other.
You know what's crazy?
Mm-hmm.
One of the people I linked back up with was because of the set, right? Through Joey Broward. Okay. He saw the Joey Broward interview. Shout out to Joey Broward. He was like, yo, that's my brother, Richie. He was like, yo, bro, you got to get me his number. But, and it was through social media, through this. And we were he called, I called him yesterday because he texted me like, yo, about Darwin. I can't believe this happened. And I called him and we, he was like, bro, like, we've been friends over 30 plus years, like all of us. And, life takes you in different directions. And I'm like, Richie, that's, you was wilding back then, now you about your family, you doing the right thing. Like, don't stress it, like crying to me, like, bro, like he was only 2 hours away from me. We made plans and I never went. Like that shit ain't far, like you gotta sit, there's no expiration date, man. We have to be like, show that love, fuck pride. You got a problem with somebody, swallow your pride. Yo, listen, man, if you got love for that person, you don't give a shit about them, then, fuck them. But if you got love for somebody and you kind of like, yo, you know what? Be the bigger person. Like, yo, I'm gonna talk to this, how you doing? What's going on? I think that's what we all need to get to.
That's the problem. Our mutual brother, Mr. Dennis Bruno, I hope you're watching tonight. Dennis and I, we have conversations all the time. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who Mr. Dennis Bruno is, he's on the premier showing of the set. He was on the first show of the set. He closed out the show, and he gave a religious take on what's going on in society today. But he and I have many conversations on the phone. We voice message each other all the time. And lately, over the last whatever few months, pride has been a sticking point of our conversations. And one of the most highlighted things that he says to me is that it's man's pride that is going to take him. And listening to you right now, Sally, saying what you're saying, I think that's a huge part of what is wrong with people today. We let our pride dictate our actions, right? And sometimes you don't want to let that person feel like they got one up on you because you're going to them being the bigger person. And that person doesn't know how to receive that you're coming to them being humble. Not on no sucker shit, not on no funny shit. Just you're being humble. Like, you're important to me, so I want to fix this situation, right? So most of the time it doesn't work out because, again, that person feels like, I got this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the only way people are going to start getting beyond their pride is by fucking swallowing it. Pause. You have to be the bigger person and give that person the opportunity to be who they truly are inside. Because when you go to them, that's all you're going to see. Because then the effort is going to be there. They're either going to start showing it or they're going to pull back and you're going to be like, this person's full of shit. I did what I did. It came from my heart. Whatever. I can't fuck with them no more. Right? Mm-hmm. And people nowadays.
I have certain situations now with people. I'm like, yo, oh, you mad? Oh, you mad? I'm like, I'm not mad at you. Like, you know, you're family, like you're my bro, you're this, but I'm disappointed, I'm hurt. Yeah, I'll show you my heart. Like, yo, I need your help. If I can't count on you, who could I count on? That's more of it. You know what I mean? So, but
yeah, man.
Now you, like I said, you act accordingly. Okay, this is how they feel. So now I know my lane. I'm gonna go do me.
For real. It's again, unless people start to see things for what's really going on and strip yourself of the political bullshit. All right. Stop saying I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat or I'm a Christian or I'm a Catholic, I'm a Muslim. Strip yourself of all those things. You don't even practice the tenets of those religions. They've taught you to pick and choose. Oh, they're gay. I can't talk to them. That's against my religion. That's the only commandment, is the only thing that they're violating that you want to pick on.
Right.
You got 5 kids with 8 different dudes. Like, what are you talking about? You understand? People
ADD,
get out there.
All different daddies.
Whoa, my God.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Tip that cup. People pick and choose the shit that they want to use to beat other people in the head with. Like Nick Cannon just recently was talking about how being married to one woman is a Eurocentric ideology, right? And he was pointed to, you know, in African tribes, the guy that got the most goats or the most this or the most that, he's able to, in their culture, have many wives, right? People were saying, oh, now marriage is racist. And I'm like, well, where the fuck do you get that from what he's saying? Like,
right.
He's not saying marriage is racist. He said what he said. He explained himself, and that's it. That's, you know, it's that simple. Why are you making it about this? I think that some people don't even belong in marriage. Some people don't even belong being parents, right? And, you know, the honesty isn't there, right? If you can't keep it real with yourself, you definitely don't need to be with somebody else. You best staying alone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because
you're only going to create more situations that are just unhealthy. And we got enough of that nowadays. Anyway.
It's harder to keep that lie going. It's true.
As you know, in a marriage or just being with, you know, one person.
Period. Yeah.
You know, that's not a facade.
Even my kids lie. I'm like, yo, why are you lying? Like, you got to keep that lie going now. Are you covering? You covering for your body? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just tell me the truth, and we deal with it.
Cantazo. That's what they're afraid of.
No more.
Notice how he went. Nah, no more. Yeah, man. I think that the children, especially now, you can see from everything, even on the news, all these young gangsters wilding out and shootings and everything that's going on. People weren't able or shouldn't have been able to have children because they just, they didn't raise them up. There's other factors there, of course, but we'll just call it that. I'll also let me share this with everybody, because we gotten deep into this right now. Let's change gears a little bit. I want to salute to our brother Chino. I'm gonna call him because last time I said his government, he wasn't too happy about that. The shirt that I'm wearing and the shirt that Sully's wearing right now was done by our brother Chino, who has a business called KC Customs. KC stands for his son's initials, and he started this business during COVID, and he makes these shirts. Listen, if you're a Brooklyn person, if you're a Brooklyn head, he got some nice joints here, as you can see: Coney Island, Borough Park, Red Hook, Park Slope, Bay Ridge, and he has a Sunset Park joints as well. He also did this joint. I got this for my wife and my daughter. Classy boss bitch. I think this was pretty cool. But you can go to him, give him your logo or design or whatever it is that you want on a shirt, and he can do it up. The turnaround is quick. And just reach out to him, man. He's on Instagram. And again, it's KC Customs for you. And tell him the set sent you. Get your custom shirt. And he does hoodies too. So it's not just the t-shirts, he does hoodies too. So give him a check. You got the Boricua joints. These are pretty dope. Look, they go to Sunset Park joints right here.
Mm-hmm.
So our guy Chino on Instagram at KC Customs for you. All right.
Chino,
come get me.
Yo, they're doing the West Side Story. They're doing that shit over
in Puerto Rico, right? I think Steven
a
Spielberg.
movie.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg.
Mm-hmm.
He filmed it over there.
Yeah.
My son was telling me about that. I'm excited to see how it comes out, but it's not the original. It's
nothing is.
Yeah.
You know how that goes. I think Godfather 1 and 2 is one of the few movies that like the second might have been better than the first. But
I think some things are just left alone. Like they're just better off left alone, right? So it'll be interesting to see the take that he, brings to the table. I can appreciate the fact that it was filmed in Puerto Rico. Amazing, great,
right.
Whatever. But sometimes I think you just need to leave shit alone. Come up with some new shit.
That's the problem. Not a lot of new ideas.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like our guest that we had lined up, Miss Aisha Hall, maybe she got stuck in Wendy's having a burger. I don't know. We'll definitely try to pick up with her later on. But next week we have a guest, a young gentleman who's in his 20s. He's an author, entrepreneur, and he has an amazing story. And this is a story I want to share with everybody, along the lines of what we were talking about, raising children and putting them on the right track. Chino, you already know, brother. Appreciate you. So I want everybody to check it out. Next week is Mr. Tony Flash is going to be on the set. We're going to promote his book as well. Let me see, before we go, let me see if I can share it with everybody, and then we'll get up and out of here.
Shawana King's her book dropped too the other day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, the
Swiped,
yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna pick that up, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up a few copies of Swiped. We're gonna pick up a few books of this book I'm about to share, and we're gonna pick some people at random and send them the book. We did that with Al King's Let It Be Known. We're gonna do the same here to get everybody reading. So this is Tony.
To do the thing we spoke about, that pop-up.
Oh, I spoke to salute to Chef Jay Martinez. I reached out to him. He said, yo, we gotta get on a call so we can make it happen. But who knows now, because now the 16th is approaching. You understand?
That's why I didn't want to do the other thing. The thing, you know, the thing.
Your thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tony D. Flash will be with us next week at 7 p.m. This is his book called Breaking Toxics. Love yourself first. It's okay. The gentleman has a great story. Very smart brother. He's been through a lot. So there's a lot of meat on the bone, as they say. So you want to come check us out. Pause. Next Wednesday at 7 p.m. with Mr. Tony D. Flash. And we'll be putting it down. Our brother, Mr. Ricardo Torres. No, I said Torres Cortez. And you didn't want me to say your government. I said it anyway. Salute to you, brother. We appreciate you. Eric, shoot me an email or text me on my phone and just let me know what it is that you want, and I'll connect you with Chino and get everything, you know, set up for you. All right. So before we go,
before we go, all them fights is being canceled. See that? Errol Spence, I think Lopez might be on the verge also.
Yep. Also
all them fights. What's the other one? Gypsy King and
what about this cat in the Serrano sister supposed to fight on the same card? That Logan, one of the Logan brothers.
Yeah, Jake Paul, whatever. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I want to see him get knocked out because I think Tyron Woodley really wants to break his jaw. Like, I really want to see that, but you know, whatever. Yo, Eric, you know what it is. Also, you see what's going on in the airports? They walking off the job, son.
Bro, I know my boy was here from Florida a couple weeks ago, and Spirit just was like, no planes, nothing. Like, just dubbed them.
Yeah, but why? Did you get to the why?
No.
The pilots and the stewardesses, yo, we're not getting no shot. F you.
Flight attendants.
Yeah, flight attendants, we out. I ain't getting no shot. Fly the plane yourself. That's what needs to happen.
Okay.
That's what needs to happen. Look at right now, they mandating MTA. Sally, you know what's crazy? I know we're supposed to go, but I gotta say this. You know what's crazy? When COVID hit, they didn't tell the police, they didn't tell the MTA that people were getting infected, and they were just letting them go to work. And they were hitting other people to getting them sick, getting their family sick, and not saying shit. Yeah. Now the city turns around and says, "Oh, you want to work for us? You got to get the shot." How you sound? Who the fuck are you? Like, where do you crawl out of to tell me I got to get something? Get the fuck out of here, man. People.
A lot of bus operators passed away too. A
lot of police passed away.
Yeah.
A lot of MTA people passed away. A lot of everything. Sanitation workers, everything across the board. I was talking to Pro. Pro was like, yo, you know, first off, after all that, you know how many people put in for their retirement? They were like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And then you know how many people died behind COVID because of what they were doing? Come on, man. If everybody gets on board, the few percentage of people that run this country, that run the local municipalities, that run shit in this country, sorry, they will have to change up. This place doesn't run without us. Just doesn't. So if you stand up together and forget about all the shit that they taught you and all the shit they gave to divide you, you would realize that this is really a country for us and by us. Oh, I just did the FUBU, son. You caught that?
And you know, here's another thing. Be prepared. I don't know if people, like, when you go food shopping, like, the prices of the meats, been ridiculous, like steaks and all that, like, been you know what I'm saying? So there's gonna be some problems with that soon too. Some shortage of food. And if you, I don't know if y'all people, by me, I don't know about how it's with you guys, but it's been like deliveries ain't coming or something. Like, I'm like, yo, it's kind of suspect.
Yo,
like,
this next lockdown is gonna separate the men from the boys. I'm telling you right now, because they're gonna put the full court press to make sure everybody gets the jab. And I don't care. You got the jab, great. Don't tell me I got to do it, and don't start giving me all this. You're smarter than me, great. You're smarter than me, whatever. But don't tell me I got to do something. I'm just not feeling that. It's just the way it is.
Yo, Eric, that's a fact though.
Yeah.
When I was fasting, it's like 2 years ago, like a year before when I went veggie like 2 days a week, bro, I felt the best this next days. I don't know if I could do that shit 7 days a week, 365 though.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
You know what's funny?
Mm-mm.
Yo, Eric.
I love my meat. Pause.
Pause.
Hey, yo.
When I was hitting it like that, damn. I just
You still talking about what we talking about?
Surprise, motherfucker.
So when I was on that wave, I was speaking to my wife. We were having a conversation, and she was like, "Yeah, Pa, you know, when you was doing that, and I was jumping in with you, man, I just felt so like my head was clear and this and that and blah blah blah." I was like, my wife. Let me tell you something. My wife throws down. My wife cooks, and I love and appreciate that about her. When we were having no meat and we're going vegetarian, not that strict shit, no this, no that, just no meat, period.
Yeah.
The dishes that she was putting together, just bananas. Like I didn't even think about, I don't got a chuleta, I don't got a chicken breast, I don't got, just amazing. And I never ate eggplant, but when she put it, she was taking it from her, that didn't even sound right. When she was picking it from her uncle's garden, and she was coming home and chefing it up, dude, I'm telling you, she should be like 5-star Michelin chef.
Gotta get back on that grizzy.
For real. But ladies and gentlemen, we're so glad that you could join us. He says, yes, sir. My wife and I did it for 2 years and we felt great. Yeah, man. Eric got fucking smooth skin like a baby. Going veggie. We're so glad you could join us tonight. We appreciate everybody. Once again, salute to my baby sister. Happy birthday. I love you very much, Ms. Zenobia Mercado. And the ladies, I hope you're enjoying here.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Have another drink.
Surprise.
Last one. Last call.
Yeah. We appreciate everybody coming out. Next week, again, Tony D. Flash, author, entrepreneur, amazing story. So I hope everybody could join us for that. And yeah, man. So you got any last words, brother? You just ready to go,
man.
Right?
I'm good.
All right, people. We'll see you next week at 7. Peace.
Out like Cuomo.